Good morning. Okay, that was good, but I know I should probably be hearing a few more good mornings back. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. We are going to get our service going. My name is Javon Haskin, your guest worship music lead this morning, and let's sing Here Together. You can rise in body or in spirit, but I know that many of us are still gathering. We are here together in this holy moment, and we're grateful for the winding road that brought us to this place. Let's do that one more time. We are here together in this holy moment, and we're grateful for the winding road that brought us to this place. You may be seated. Thank you.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I needed that. Well, good morning. Welcome to the Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm the Reverend Leslie Takahashi, and my pronouns are she and her. And we want to welcome you today to our sanctuary, whether you're joining us here in person or online or watching us later in the week. We're glad you're here. And we do want to extend a very special welcome to our visitors today, especially because we are having a little bit of an unusual day. We are having a shorter service than usual because we are going to have our a congregational meeting in the spirit of our commitment to the democratic process. So if you are here, we hope you will consider coming back to another service for us and also exchanging some information with folks around you today. For those of you who have been attending for a while and are ready to make the commitments of membership, next week is the day that we have an opportunity, 15 minutes after the service, to sign the book and to indicate that you are part of us and that you want to be part of making the future of this congregation. So as I said, we will have this is a special service, and immediately following the service, we will have a little break, so we'll be doing things a little bit differently. What I want to mention is that we will be doing our offertory in between the service and the meeting. So if you want to drop a stone, we'll meet you over there. If you want to make a donation to the offering, we'll have baskets about the sanctuary. Just know we're doing things a little bit differently as we continue to meet this time. And in that spirit, I will say that we are working to make sure that there are many ways to connect, because connection is a balm for our spirits in these times, including a couple new restorative practices that we are reintroducing into our community. So look at our email for that. This week, we will have our Vesper service. We will have our community dinner, and we will have our class focused on love-centered democracy. That is this week instead of next week, just for this month. So we wanted to be sure to let you know that. And if you or someone you know is in need of a listening ear, please remember we have our pastoral visitors who will be standing with us at our time of our dropping of the stones. And there's also just the caring of this community. So please make that use of that if it's helpful to you, because we need one another in this time. And welcome to this beloved community.
Good morning. I am Linda Russell, a member of your Board of Trustees, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Welcome to our service. We begin our services by reading our mission together. We bring to life our Unitarian Universalist values as we seek truth and work for justice, nurture compassion and courage, reach out to each other and to our larger community of faith, bridge the divisions that wound the human family, transform ourselves and our world. Today is a special day because we are having a brief service and a congregational meeting. For those of you who have checked in, thank you, and please keep track of your voting cards. While we welcome those who may want to observe our process and participate, speaking today will be limited during the meeting to those who have made the commitment to membership. If you have not registered and you are a member, not to worry, we will have a pause that will allow you to do so around 11:05. And checking in at the back table, that's how you want to register. Check in your name and get your voting card. Welcome. It's good to be together.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Rodney, and my pronouns are he and him. Once a month on Share the Plate Sunday, which is today, we're honored to support a community justice partner with half of our collected offerings. Today, we're excited to share just a brief video with you from this month's recipient, Hope Solutions. This organization is dedicated to advocating and providing housing for the underserved right here in Contra Costa County. The following short video describes one of their many important projects that are currently underway. This particular one is a partnership with Grace Presbyterian here in Walnut Creek.
In a church parking lot is forever transformed into what's being called the first affordable cottage community. KCBS's Jade Hernandez reports from Walnut Creek.
Here you can see this beautiful unit with a kitchenette. There's a bathroom and a shower. It sounds like any other home tour, but it's not. We're at the site of Hope Village, Walnut Creek at Grace Presbyterian Church, the first of its kind affordable cottage community established on faith-owned land in Contra Costa County.
This project is a partnership with Hope Solutions, a nonprofit group which aims to connect the unhoused with permanent housing coupled with supportive services. The agency's Jasmine Tarkoff met me in the parking lot of Walnut Creek's Grace Presbyterian Church. She's the consultant for strategic initiatives at the agency.
We know that one of the things that individuals who become unsheltered lose is the sense of community.
And here there will not only be a church providing volunteer opportunities and support, but neighbors who have dealt with similar issues. Grace Presbyterian Church Pastor Mark Burnham.
It's a beautiful setting here too. I think that's what is also part of it. It's a great place to live.
Jade Hernandez, KCBS.
So I don't know about you, but I get very excited when I see projects like that. So if you wish to contribute today to Share the Plate, and you're present here in the room, as Reverend Leslie said during the break, you'll have time to drop a stone or to drop a envelope or a check into the basket. And if you are joining us online, please go to MDUUC.org, select the Give Now yellow button at the top of the Donate Now, and enter your information. Whether you're in person or online, please make sure that you note that this is for Share the Plate or Hope Solutions. Thank you all for your generosity.
For our chalice lighting this morning, I offer the words of Katie Gelfand. We call forth the life of our faith by igniting our chalice. This spark of new beginnings invites us into a sacred space to reflect where we have been and where we are going. Even knowing that this particular flame will intentionally end with our ritual extinguishing, we fear not its end, for we know with brave hearts that from every ending of our lives, we are sent forth to make a new beginning.
Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to invite any of our young and young at heart to come and join me up here. Hi. Hello. Good to see you. Best shoes ever. Hello. Hi. Now, we are a living tradition. And one of the most sacred acts we perform here is to pass the wisdom which our ancestors sacrificed for on to those who come anew. For our precious tradition to carry on today, we need our values to be woven into the lives of families, children, and youth. And we are so grateful for each and every one of your wonderful faces here. We couldn't have our community without you. We are so
grateful today to welcome those families who have begun their participation with us in recent years. Yeah.
We welcome these families who have entrusted their children to our religious education program. The Clinic family, the apologize if I pronounce names wrong. Pinksley family, Harris family, Leslie family, Ringline family, Trujillo family, Cheryl Munoz family, Walters family, Full Change family, and Hartman family. Let us celebrate that our tradition continues through these families.
Thank you, and I invite us all to sing our children out to their classes. As you go, may joy surround you. As you go, go in peace. Know your love is with you always. As you go, as you go.
As we get ready for this next section, I want to take a moment and just do something I neglected to do in our greeting, which is to say that we are really grateful today to have Javon Haskin leading music for us as a guest music leader. We're appreciative to have our colleague who is now serving in our congregation in Long Beach to be with us today. So as we continue with our recognitions in this service, which honors our living tradition, we want to take a moment and acknowledge those whom we have lost to death in 2024. And just as we read the names of those families that began to explore our congregation in 2024, we are going to read the list of names of those who we have lost to death in 2024. We know our lives are finite. And yet, when we lose those whom we have loved, those whom we have traveled with, those who have inspired us and who have prepared the path upon which we now look to travel forward, we cannot honor them enough. So we will now celebrate those who have died among us in 2024.
Eunice Cole,
Sonia Christopher,
Mariana Lawrence,
Isabel Johnson,
Witsy McKelvey,
Lolly Miller Branda,
Ingeborg Ninehold,
Bill Felon,
Gerald Steck,
Dottie Stone,
Betty Todd,
Marilyn Venable,
Gloria Wiley,
Good morning. I'm Mark Chase. My pronouns are he and him. As we gather each week at our beloved community, we are blessed by the amazing gifts of our ministers, our talented staff, and the sharing of so many volunteers. In an ideal world, donations to the congregation would not be required. This is what we are all working towards collectively. Real change takes work, but we cannot do it alone. Collectively, we work towards our shared values of equality, generosity, interdependence, justice, pluralism, and transformation. Every donation whether it be of funds or of service, no matter how small, collectively makes this church that much better. If you're online, please locate the Give Now button. It's on the top left portion of your screen. It's a yellow button. And here in the congregation, our ushers will come forth to gratefully receive your offerings.
They'll be around later for y'all. But if there's one nearby, feel free to drop something in. So providing an unabashed public welcome is an important part of building community. It's really my pleasure to, at this moment, create a little space for us and the board, Peggy and Mark, I think, to welcome all of the new members who have gathered into our community over the past year. And if you are present with us and you feel comfortable, I ask you to rise in body or in spirit as the list of names are read. And if you're online, just go ahead and type your name in when it's listed out loud. And there'll be a more formal membership recognition later on in the year for everyone.
So this is a list of new members. Barbara Ely,
David Fitzgerald,
Josie Grant,
Tracy Murray,
Deborah Reiners,
Allison Gauss,
Mark Williams,
Margaret Riley,
Bill Small,
Chris Brinchem,
Anne Marie Clinic,
Katie Rawls,
Douglas Mackelson. Welcome all.
Good morning. The choir is going to be presenting a song called Courage to Be Who We Are, which was written by Ruth Huber in memory of Gwen Araujo, who was a transgendered teenager who was unalive to violence in 2002. And Ruth writes, Courage to Be Who We Are was written to commemorate the life of Gwen Amber Rose Araujo and to celebrate the lives of beautiful and courageous trans people everywhere.
Here in the memory of those who have
So in this service, we wish to honor all of the different aspects of our living tradition. But before we continue, I would like us to take a moment, because it's one of the times when we also honor those people of great dedication in our leadership, our Board of Trustees. So could we take a moment to honor our board? So I'm going to give a blessing, and after that, Julie is going to make an offering of music. And during the time between now and our transition into our meeting, those of you that wish to can come forward and drop a stone, as we often do during our offering. And it is also a time when you can make it a collection to our important Share the Plate today, and also to our regular offering. So that will be also available for you. But we are really grateful to be here today. And what I want to say is that in our tradition, we know that it is actually holy work to do the work of the democratic process. And it is really meaningful to me that we are doing this today. And to me, there is no difference in what is worship and what is our meeting today in this sense. The word worship means simply, etymologically, to consider that which has worth. And our democratic process, my friends, so sacred to so many of us, has a great deal of worth. So I invite you to join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation, remembering that prayer is simply a deep ask beyond our own resources. Spirit of life, God of many names, known often just as love, known often just as community, known in these times perhaps as commitment to something larger than ourselves. We begin with gratitude for the opportunity to be gathered here together, to remember that we are among many in this nation today who are wanting to pray for our democracy and its principles. And as we begin today, I invite us to hold up those for whom this last week has been particularly heartbreaking. And among them are those who have worked throughout their life to see the promise of our democracy realized, who now wonder if they will see it reenacted in their lifetime. We hold up those who are government workers, who work for the federal and other branches of government that depend on guidance from our officers of our land, who are wondering about their work that they have dedicated their lives to. We hold up today those who are LGBTQI, who have watched themselves be mocked and threatened throughout this week. We hold up those who are new to this nation, who have come here seeking sanctuary and opportunity, as so many have before, who are also hearing themselves villainized from the highest in the land. We hold up all of this in our commitment to continue to remember that our living tradition was based on ancestors who brought to these shores new ideas about the inherent wisdom in each of us that could be held among us, that combined these ideas with the ideas of how decisions could be made that were already here among our indigenous relatives on this shore, and brought this together as part of our living tradition. In this week, when we see the extent to which this idea of democracy is being assaulted in our nation, we enter into this time committed to continue to practice this imperfect and yet precious democratic tradition, the traditions of our democracy, recognizing that this practice is essential to being able to recognize both the worth and dignity of all, to recognize equity among us, and to also recognize our great interdependence. So in this moment, let us just take a breath. Grateful to be part of and touched by a tradition that says that together we can do more than we can do alone. May the promises of our democracy be held like seeds in our hands and in our hearts as we go forward, not only through the rest of this morning, but into the week ahead. May we carry them like the precious tradition which they are. Amen. Blessed be.